Bandage Bro.
Awakening from my sleepless dream, with Darkstream Black Angel just a distant after image, I could sense them. Still punch drunk from his dark beckoning, I knew I had to react fast. With my crumbling castle in ruins, there weren't many places left to take shelter. What remained of the study would have to do.
Bandage Bro, it was never a castle.
Silence. In order to break the curse that begets them, I need to remember how it all began. I need to remember the root of brainrot. Brainrot, a term that describes internet content deemed to be of low quality or value, more broadly referring to the deleterious effects associated with excessive use of digital media in general, especially short-form entertainment and doom-scrolling, which negatively affect mental health. A term that carries profound weight, a descriptor of an era, to some even a way of life. But in order for something to rot, it has to exist in the first place. The most sophisticated organic device in the history of humankind. Over the course of millennia, it has grown, it has adapted, and it has astonished, only for it to be crushed and devoured by social media. Thousands of years of progress devolved to caveman levels in less than 2 decades. The ultimate price of democracy, giving an equal voice to everyone. What could have possibly gone wrong?
Hey, Bandage Bro, are you some sort of an authoritarian?
No, I'm a historian. Social media are interactive technologies that facilitate the creation, sharing, and aggregation of content among virtual communities and networks. And while noble on paper, in practice it quickly devolved to people following dumb trends, indulging in echo chambers, regurgitating the same few types of content, and more importantly, making tons of money while creating absolutely nothing of value. This great schism introduced to us a new subspecies, yet to be named, but actively studied, that further split into many different subcultures. In the beginning, each of these ecosystems had its own type of general content, but the expansion quickly led to homogenization, and nowadays we are facing the abnormal amounts of brain rot wherever we tread. Facebook, the granddaddy of social media, after cold-bloodedly murdering its older and at the time more popular brother MySpace, it violently stomped over its carcass to reach the very top, where it currently resides with over 3 billion active users. Being in the game for over 20 years, Facebook's had to adapt in order to survive. In the beginning, it was a kids' playground, but as the kids grew older, they gradually moved on to newer, shinier, shorter-form toys, leaving Facebook to fend for itself. And by fend for itself, I mean by the only major competitor that could have disrupted its dominance, Instagram. Only one foe remained, Snapchat. The assimilation was nearing completion. Integrating its soul was imminent. Thus, the Devourer of Will was born. Story: an expiring post with a short life of 24 hours, after which it was gone forever, along with your attention span. The seed was planted. All it needed now was watering. Parallel to this, a different kind of beast was sharpening its claws. Vine, a short-form video hosting service where users could share up to 6-second-long looping video clips. I think you already know where this is going. Seeing its potential, Twitter bought Vine just a few months after its inception, and 5 lucrative years ensued, during which people were slowly but steadily lobotomized. Then, all of a sudden, Twitter announces Vine's shutdown. Why could have that been? It turns out that Facebook started incorporating Vine's defining features into its own platforms. What a shocker. Not surprisingly, Vine had a competitor of its own, Musical.ly, a platform which focused on making wretched lip-syncing content. I think you know where this is going as well. It was eventually bought by ByteDance, a company that owns Douyin, an app with which it was immediately merged.
Bandage Bro, what the hell is Douyin?
Oh, I was practicing my Chinese. It's the bane of my existence, the culmination of everything that led to that point. It's TikTok. With a steady decline in our attention spans over the course of years, TikTok reigned supreme. It had all that you needed, endless, easily digestible content that you had to use exactly 0% of your brain to enjoy. Its soothing white noise would always keep you company. You would never be alone again. Never, ever alone. All that you had to do was keep scrolling. One must consume all of the media. Even when your mortal vessel said that it was enough, your doped-out brain would crave for more. Who cares about doing anything remotely productive when you've got that sweet, mind-numbing nectar? And after a while, if advanced enough, you'd get a spark of creativity, a groundbreaking idea. You could join on the fun. Why would those kids get to keep all of it to themselves? It was time to whip out the camera and start lip-syncing and dancing. Hell yeah! Now this is the hard-hitting content. I find it astounding that anytime there's news about some kids, either good or bad, they just have to include at least one of their idiotic TikToks. Here's this random kid, he's just your average whippersnapper who goes to school, hangs out with friends, trains football, and obviously does the TikTok dances. If he wasn't, he'd be shunned by his peers. What a weirdo.
What a weirdo.
What a weirdo.
What a strange reality. Gradually, every other major app picked up on this in one way or another, and all of a sudden, the whole internet has short-form content. Yippee.
Bandage Bro, what does any of this have to do with brain rot?
Right, sorry, I got sidetracked. I was watching a TikTok. Brain rot was ready to take over. With its tubers protruding into your gaping gray matter, the more you doom scrolled, the deeper they went. Gradually, you'd start feeling minor changes in the center of your very being. You'd start recognizing patterns where there were none before. The words that were only whispers would suddenly start having deeper meaning.
Shackled, Ridge, Ohio, Bussin, Skibbity, Bussin, Hellcat, Gats, Ohio, Ridge, Bussin.
Having remembered these ancient spells, I am now ready to exorcise the ghosts that haunt me. Watch and learn. Skibbity, Riz, Ohio. If you can't beat them, join them. Unfortunately, they were too far gone. All that remains now is restoring my castle to its former glory.
Bandage Bro, it was never a castle.
Silence.